Hello students, a very good evening to all of you. Welcome to my channel. This is a very important class on modern plays and today we will talk about Samuel Beckett. But before starting, I want to give you a brief introduction about myself. My name is Vrishti Mukherjee. I have qualified NTA UGC NET exam in English literature 3 times and have also qualified West Bengal SET examination. I have 2 years of teaching experience. Moreover, I have also taught in NPTEL online course from IIT Madras 3 times. So that is all about myself. This is the link of my Telegram channel. So those of you who have not joined yet, please join to get notification of all important classes. And also please don't forget to like, share and subscribe my YouTube channel so that many more new learners can join. Good evening, Ifra. Welcome. And these are the timings of the classes: Monday to Friday at 8:30 p.m., Saturday, Sunday off. So don't forget to join me live. Please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon to get notification. Okay, so लेट्स स्टार्ट विथ टुडेज क्लास. जो भी स्टूडेंट्स वीडियो को देख रहे हो एक बार प्लीज लाइक एंड शेयर कर देना ताकि और भी स्टूडेंट ज्वाइन कर सके. So in today's class we will talk about Samuel Beckett, the famous modern playwright, and we will discuss the summaries of all his important plays. So let's start. Samuel Beckett, a very famous name, and also he is also famous as a main exponent of absurd drama. Okay, so Samuel Beckett 1906 to 1989 is his timeline. This is the image of Samuel Beckett. First of all, we will look at his biographical details and then we will move on to his major plays. Okay, so yes, so very first we will start with his biographical details. And this is his biographical details. He was born on 13th April 1906 in Dublin. So basically he was an Irish dramatist, okay? And obviously Samuel Beckett is known as a great exponent of absurd drama, absurd literature. You all have read that in modern age. And he studied so many important languages: French, Italian, English in Trinity College, Dublin. Very famous name, Trinity College, Dublin, where he studied French, Italian and English. And you all know that maximum plays of Samuel Beckett were actually written in French. Later he himself translated those plays into English. He also worked as a teacher at Campbell College, and very importantly, he was an assistant of James Joyce. So very closely associated with another famous modern novelist. Good evening, Shubhangi. Welcome. Another famous modern novelist. He worked as an assistant of James Joyce, and he wrote this particular work, Dante Bruno Vico Joyce. एक ही वर्क का नाम है, ठीक है? Dante Bruno Vico Joyce, published in 1929, which is actually his first published work. And in this work, he actually talked about James Joyce and his writing style, a kind of evaluation of James Joyce's writing style. So आप कह सकते हो कि एक फॉर्मेलिस्ट क्रिटिसिज्म टाइप का एक वर्क है जिसमें वो जेम्स जॉयस की राइटिंग स्टाइल के बारे में, उसके वर्क्स के स्ट्रक्चर के बारे में वो बात कर रहे हैं. दांते ब्रूनो विको जॉयस, पब्लिश्ड इन 1929. गुड इवनिंग इफ्तिकार. गुड इवनिंग पापड़ी. वेलकम. So this is his first published work, not very much famous, but yes, important because it is associated with James Joyce. So this kind of questions often come in your exam, that which famous modern novelist worked, which famous modern dramatist worked as an assistant of James Joyce? So the answer is Samuel Beckett. Good evening, Jyoti. Good evening, Bikash. Yes, I am fine. How are you? Okay. Next क्या है? He also wrote a critical study of Marcel Proust. You all know this name, Remembrance of Things Past. So also wrote a critical study of Marcel Proust, and his poem Horoscope is actually a biography of René Descartes, जिनका famous statement क्या था? I am, therefore I am. Very famous statement of René Descartes. So René Descartes' biography is actually mentioned in this poem Horoscope. Horoscope is the name of the poem. So basically in this class we will talk about the plays of Samuel Beckett only, but Samuel Beckett is also famous as a modern novelist. So when we will discuss modern novels, we will definitely talk about his novels. Okay, आज मैं बस आपको टाइटल बता रही हूँ. Okay, thank you, Rajkishore. That's very nice that you have done your exam correctly. Okay. Okay, great. So also taught at Trinity College, and he also wrote a poem "Gnome" commemorating that. Commemorating that means when he was teaching at Trinity College, he collected those memories of his teaching, and this poem "Gnome" is actually talking about those memories. So a kind of nostalgic poem, you may say. "Gnome." Okay, and you all know this thing. He won Nobel Prize in 1969, Nobel Prize for Literature, and he also wrote a short story collection, More Pricks Than Kicks. These are his minor works, right? He is not famous as a poet, but still some of the names of his poems are important because as it is associated with Rene Descartes, this is talking about his teaching life. Okay, so he also taught at Campbell College, which I have said earlier, and he also taught at Trinity College later. And this poem, Gnome, is actually a recollection of those days as a teacher. So More Pricks Than Kicks, this is the volume of short stories. Okay, now next. His debut novel, मैं आपको बस novel का नाम अभी बता रही हूँ. His debut novel was Murphy, very important. And ये तो बहुत बार आए हैं question में कि French trilogy, इसको कहा जाता है French trilogy of novels. 3 novels है इसके अंदर. Molloy 1951, Malone Dies 1956, and The Unnameable 1958. These 3 novels are in French trilogy. He has written an English novel, very interestingly, because all these things are written in French and later translated into English. But purely English novel, that is what, which is important. And an anti-novel he has written, How It Is, published in 1964. Okay, so published in 1964, How It Is. Okay, so let's move on to his plays. Okay, so first of all, you need to know what is absurd play. I have already discussed this in the class of literary groups and movement, but still, again, a kind of recap, short recap of that. So, absurd play came as a very important genre of British drama or English drama during the modern age. So, this term, theatre of the absurd, was actually coined by Martin Esslin in his 1960 essay. 1960 essay, The Theatre of the Absurd. Okay, so Theatre of the Absurd, critic Martin Esslin coined the term in 1960 essay. This is important. So basically, Theatre of the Absurd refers to a group of playwrights during 1950s and 80s. So you can understand it is talking about almost in the late modern age and the beginning of post-modern age, जिसमें absurd plays आते हैं. Basically, in the late modern era. And they are influenced by ideas of existentialism and Camus' essay The Myth of Sisyphus. We have already talked about this essay. I have already taken a separate class on Albert Camus. I hope you have said that. So existentialism and Camus essay The Myth of Sisyphus. And तो absurd play का feature क्या है? No logical action, long pauses, no clear cut setting, ambiguous dialogues, all these things are there because it is reflecting the post-war disillusioned, fragmented society. That is why there is an element of nihilism, existentialism, that life is meaningless, nothing is important in life, everything is absurd. So we need to celebrate this absurdity actually. And that is why there is no logical action, no proper apparent meaning of the plays. Apparently, it seemed to be very boring, nonsensical. Okay, ambiguous dialogues, all these are features of absurd drama. And the major writers are obviously Samuel Beckett, Arthur Adamov, Harold Pinter, Eugene Ionesco, and Edward Albee. They are the major playwrights. Okay, so this is a brief discussion of absurd play. Now we move on to the major plays of Beckett. The very first play which you have all read, that is Waiting for Godot, published in 1952. very famous play. You have all read that. So French title kya tha? In Attendant Godot, and subtitle a tragic comedy in 2 acts. And also remember that this subtitle is only in the English version, not in French version. French version में कोई subtitle नहीं है. English version में ये subtitle दिया गया है, a tragic comedy in 2 acts. It was performed in 1953. And now, what is the plot of the play? Very interestingly, the play is set in a minimal setting, and description दिया है बस एक tree है, ठीक है, एक evening time, almost 2 characters are sitting, only that stage description. So this is also very important, that stage description or stage stage description is very minimal in absurd play, and you can easily compare it with the plays of G.B. Shaw, right, which have long stage description and very minute details you can see in G.B. Shaw's play. But in absurd play, there is no stage description, which actually universalizes the setting. There is no proper setting. This can happen anytime, anywhere, at any moment. So that is the significance. Yes. Okay. Yes, Shubhangi. Let's hope for the best, all of you. सो आपने आंसर कीज चेक कर लिया है, नहीं किया है, डोंट वरी, आप वेट करो रिजल्ट तक, ठीक है. So don't get disheartened. So now let's coming back to the class. So Vladimir and Estragon are waiting for a man named Godot near a tree, and play start होता है ये लाइन से, nothing to be done. ये भी बहुत बार क्वेश्चन में आए हैं कि ये लाइन की कौन से कैरेक्टर कह रहा है, कहाँ पर कह रहा है. So nothing to be done. This is also the opening line and the refrain of this particular play. So Vladimir and Estragon, they are waiting for Godot to come, and they are sitting under that tree. Now, at that time, they meet 2 other men, Pozo and Lucky. Now, Pozo is going to market to sell his slave Lucky. Lucky is actually a slave, and Pozo is going to sell him to the market. So they meet each other, and now a messenger comes and informs them that Godot will come next day. So Vladimir and Estragon leaves, and Vladimir and Estragon becomes very surprised to know, and they next day they again come. Now when they come next day, Estragon claims to be beaten in a ditch at night, but there are no signs of injury. So some kind of disjointed incidents are delivered by their works, by their conversation. Now, when they meet Pozo and Lucky next day, they discover that Pozo is blind and Lucky is dumb. And there is a very famous 2-3 page long monologue of Lucky, which have no punctuation mark, no proper arrangement of words. So very nonsensical monologue of Lucky, which is very significant in terms of analysis, which has a lot of biblical allusions. Yes, right, Shubhangi. Pozo is the master and Lucky is his slave. So Pozo is blind and Lucky is dumb, and Pozo cannot recognize Vladimir and Estragon. He completely forgets that he has met with these 2 persons the day before. So he cannot recognize Vladimir and Estragon, and again the same messenger comes and informs that Godot will not come. So who is Godot? And when will he come? Nobody is sure about that. There are a lot of interpretations about Godot's identity. Somebody say it is God. Godot is actually God. Okay, and it is also said that Godot is not referring to a particular person or God. Godot is actually referring to our dream or anything which we want to achieve, but we never. But we can never do that, or we are aspiring to do that, but we failed. So that is Godot. In that case, in today's scenario, you are waiting for your NTA NET results. So that is also your Godot. You are waiting for Godot to come, and after giving your exam, you have waited nearly so many days to get your answer key. So in that case, you are also waiting for Godot, and you have seen different videos that answer key will be released on 10th January, on 15th January. So a messenger comes and informs you that yes, Godot will come next day, next week, but you are not getting Godot, right? So you can interpret in that way also. So Godot can be anything. Godot can be any dream, any goal which we want to achieve, but we can't want to achieve. And Godot can be any abstract idea. Godot can also be love. So varieties of interpretations are there. Absolutely, Iftikhar. Godot is just an illusion. Godot is just an abstract concept which we all want to achieve. And that is why we are not sure that when Godot will come. Your Godot will be your result, your job, everything. Yes, absolutely. So very, very interesting, very, very interesting play. Waiting for Godot, and also very famous play and classic play of absurd theater. Okay, this play you have all read. Moving on to our next play, that is Endgame, published in 1957. This is also a very surprising setting, because this play is actually set in dustbin. Okay, so इसका setting भी बहुत अजीब है. Ham is the master who is sleeping with a blood-stained rag. So characters' name are also very small and very absurd kind of name. So Ham, you can say it is a back formation of hammer. Maybe there is no direct reference, but you can say that hammer से ham नाम लिया गया है. ठीक है. So Ham is actually the master who is sleeping with a blood stained rag. Very interesting. Blood stained rag लेकर वो sleep कर रहे हैं. Now his servant Clove is trying to wake him up. That is the starting of the play. Now Ham is writing a story. He is sleeping with a blood stained rag, but he has an artistic mind. He is writing a story. Yes, Godot is all those things which we can aspire but cannot achieve. Yes, absolutely, Papri. And waiting for Godot means we are waiting is actually here that kind of striving or journey towards achieving that goal. Yes, absolutely. A very beautiful play written by Samuel Beckett. So coming back to Endgame, Ham is writing a story. Now Ham's parents, Neil and Nag, they appear from dustbin. So characters, they are coming out of dustbin, which is very, very interesting and gruesome image, I think. Okay, and dustbin is actually, you can say that it symbolizes the meaningless existence in modern society, and also the corruption in modern society, maybe. So dustbin setting, you can also interpret it in various ways. Now, basically, the whole play is talking about extreme futility of human life, full of dissatisfaction and decay. So, there is no significance of anything in this world. Bloodstained rag has also no feeling, no significance, and also the same time where you are living, that is also not important. Living in dustbin and living in a society becomes the same. So that kind of interpretation is given by Samuel Beckett. Now the title is interesting. End game is actually a term used in the game of chess. So title is taken from chess. And ये भी शायद एक बार क्वेश्चन में आया था कि only character who is standing in this play is Clove. Yes, absolutely. So all characters are physically challenged, and also yes, they are kind of deformed personality. The only character who is not deformed, actually, who is standing properly, his name is Clove. Now Ham is very much neglected by his parents. Clove is unable to leave. वही सेम बात जो हमने गोडो में देखा था कि they are saying that let's go, Godot will not come, but they don't move. So that kind of setting, Clove is unable to leave. Now Nag raps on Nellie's can and she finally dies. So Nag kills Nellie in that sense, and now Ham begins a long monologue, same as Lucky's monologue. And finally, Ham says that he waits for sleep or to die. So there is no difference between sleep or death. Okay, all the people are longing for death, that kind of a society in which we are living. So he waits for sleep or to die, and the game ends for the day. So the whole life is actually becoming a kind of game. Okay, where and the game also has no significance at all. Who wins, who loses, nothing matters actually. So that is end game. The whole world has come to an end. That kind of significance. Yes, Clove cannot sit and Ham cannot stand. Very good. Yes, Ham is blind and tyrannical. Yes, right. So all these minute details may be asked in your exam. So this is also another important play, Endgame. Okay, moving on to our next work, that is Happy Days, published in 1961. Happy Days. Okay. Now, what is Happy Days all about? Happy Days is divided into two acts. Now, you may think, seeing the title, that Happy Days is talking about some kind of optimistic thing. Okay. But in the play, there is also a very bad, say, not exactly bad, but very different kind of setting. देखो plot कैसा है. Winnie is the protagonist who is buried to her waist, a living woman, alive woman, who is buried to her waist. She follows her daily routine in this way. So this kind of burial may signify that modern society is trying to destroy your individuality, and your own identity is almost lost in the sand of corruption, or in the uh, corruption, and also you can say that violence. Okay, so that is also burial, and you are living half dead condition. Okay, you are not properly alive, you are not properly dead, but your life goes mechanically. That is signified in this way, that Winnie is buried to her waist, but still she follows her daily routine, which means life has no significance at all, and each and every day's work has become like a hoax. Actually, you have to perform it. That's it, you are performing. Yes, absolutely, Papi. Happy Days does not talk about a happy story, but a nostalgic feeling hai, because Winnie is following her daily routine in this way. Her husband Willie is largely hidden. Willie को तो देखा ही नहीं जा रहे हैं, वो इतना buried हो चुका है. And in Act 2, Winnie is buried up to the neck. Gradually उनके ऊपर societal pressure कहो, जो भी कहो, जब बढ़ते जाते हैं तो हमारे इंडिविजुअलिटी और भी डिस्ट्रॉयड होने लगते हैं, which is signified by this thing. So she is buried up to the neck, but recalls their happy moments. Still there is some optimism, still there is some nostalgic feeling. So that is why Happy Days. And this is the refrain, oh, this is a happy day. But very ironical, as Papri, you have rightly said, it is not at all a happy day. It's a very horrible day when you are actually the society is gnawing you. You are swallowed, you are being swallowed by the society gradually, bit by bit. So first of all, she is buried to her waist. Next, she is buried to her neck, which means again her identity is getting destroyed, and finally she will be collapsed. She will be completely hidden, completely wiped out from the society. But nothing matters, nothing matters. No death, no life, no significance at all. Yes, absolutely. Winnie represents claustrophobia, narrowness, the lack of space in modern society. Very good, very good. Yes, lack of space in modern society. That is why our individuality is getting destroyed. We don't get any space to express ourselves, to express our uniqueness. But society is imposing on us some rules, and we are all part of that. We have to follow that mechanically. That daily routine signifies that. So in varieties of ways you can interpret it. She is buried, so cannot move according her wish, so her freedom is snatched. Yes, you can also take it from feminist perspective. Yes, because Winnie is buried, and finally Winnie is buried up to the neck, which means patriarchal society continuously suppresses her and completely destroys her finally. Yes, you can also interpret it in that way. Very rich plays. Beckett's absurd plays are very rich. Okay, moving on to next play, Crab's Last Tape, published in 1959. Crab's Last Tape. This is an one act play with only one character, Crab. तो कैरेक्टर का नेम ही देखो क्रैप है. क्रैप नेम is actually sound something that is scratched. Okay, something that is scrapped. That kind of a name, crap. Now it is actually written for the Northern Irish actor Patrick Magee. ठीक है, and original title था Maggie Monologue. This is also important. So basically the play opens in Crab's 69th birthday. So he is an old man, and Crab listens to one of his earlier recordings he made at the age of 39 and decides to make another one commenting on the last 12 months. So basically very interesting plot. Actually, there is no narrator. The narrator is actually that recorder. Okay, so Crap listens to that recording, and as an audience, as a reader, we are also listening to that recording, and that recorded voice is actually telling the story. So that recorded voice is not Crap himself. Matlab, you can distinguish between the voice and Crap as a man. So that Crap of at the age of 39 and today's Crap at the age of 69, these two person are completely different. Okay, so that particular voice, it is also a kind of detached narration, you may say, that the voice is narrating the life of Crab, but maybe the voice is very much different from today's Crab. So that is why Crab's last tape, yes. So that is why Crab's last tape. So last recording, which he is listening and he is trying to make another recording. Okay. So that is why Crab's last tape. Okay. Next play is Breath. This is very surprising play, and ये शायद एक बार question भी आया था. It is the shortest play written ever in English literature. Only 25 seconds long play. Shortest play in English literature, and maybe in world English literature. The shortest play. So basically, Breath was written for a short theatrical entertainment, O Calcutta. एक theater company इसको प्रेजेंट कर रहे थे ओ कैलकाटा. सो दिस पर्टिकुलर प्ले ब्रेथ वाज डिसाइडेड टू बिकम अ पार्ट ऑफ दैट एंटरटेनमेंट. उसमें ये प्ले एक्चुअली एक सीन के तरह प्रेजेंट करने का प्लान था, बट इट वाज नेवर यूज्ड देयर. सो बेकेट लेटर पब्लिश्ड इट इंडिविजुअली एज अ प्ले. So very interesting, there is no dialogue, no plot, no character, only 3 sounds are there. 25 सेकेंड, कुछ कुछ जगह में आपको 35 सेकेंड भी मिलेगा. ठीक है, सो 25 to 35 normally. Okay. So 25 seconds long play, and the stage is full of garbage. So देखो setting कैसा है, stage is full of garbage, and you can hear only 3 sounds. There is nothing to see actually. You can hear only 3 sounds: a birth cry, a sound of breath, and a final cry. Final cry means death cry. So it symbolizes the brevity of life. Brilliantly presented. Brilliantly presented. So birth cry, then sound of breath, and then final cry, which means birth and death. So the whole play is talking about whole play is talking about our cycle of life. And life is nothing but breathing, breathe in and breathe out. So that is why breath is given as the title. And there is no significance of any incident, any important moment, or any memorable thing. There is nothing like that. There is no happiness, no sadness. Only 3 things are there in life. One is your birth cry, which signals that you are born, you are a human being, and then the sound of breath, which signifies that you are living, and finally the final cry, which means you are dead. So only this thing, you have born and you are going to die. So that is our ultimate goal. Whatever you are doing in between has no significance at all. So that is actually signified in this play. Yes, very interesting play. And देखो बेकेट ने किस तरीके से सोचा है कि 3 sounds, and the sounds are representing a whole play. Breath, which is actually the brevity of life. Very brevity, and also the meaninglessness of life, which consists of only breathe in and breathe out. There is no other thing with which you can distinguish between a living man and a dead man. The only thing that is missing in a dead man, that is unable to breathe. Yes, so that is about breathe. So these are some of the major plays of Samuel Beckett, and I have also talked about his novels, but I will make a detailed video on his novels also when we will talk about modern age. Yes, absolutely, Papli. The time between life and death is full of garbage. Your garbage is actually signifying problem, hypocrisy, corruption of life. Very interesting. Okay. So this is all about Samuel Beckett. I hope I have summarized the important plays for you. If you are interested to read Samuel Beckett, then please read at least 2-3 plays. I mean, the texts of 2-3 plays. It will definitely help you to interpret your own life in a better way. Okay. Now, So that is the end of today's class. Thank you all for joining. This is the link of my Telegram channel. Those of you who have not joined yet, please join to get notification of all important classes. And also, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe my YouTube channel so that many more new learners can join. And these are the timings of the classes, Monday to Friday at 8:30 p.m. So tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. we will talk about another important modern playwright, Edward Bond. Edward Bond, who is known for extreme violence in his plays. We will talk about Edward Bond tomorrow. Okay, so don't forget to join me live. Please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon to get notification. Okay, so thank you all for joining. Bye bye everyone. See you all tomorrow at 8:30 p.m.